Hello everyone, and welcome back to our DMO guide video. Today we'll show you how to do rail-based hard mode. Rail-based hard mode is one of the best dungeon for making Terra, and in this video we'll show you how to do it. We'll tell you the stat requirement and we'll go on around and show you how it's done. It's very simple, but it's kinda hard-ish. It's not that hard in my experience. So yeah, we'll show you everything you need to know about it and we'll go ahead and do it. So we're gonna start off with the requirement. So the way we do rail-based hard mode, you do it with 2 hitters and 2 good old Goatmons. Now technically you still need, even the Goatmons will still need a good hitter Digimon, because you're only gonna use Goatmons at the last room, the Dexmon room. But before that you will be using your normal Triple S plus hit Digimon. So even the Goatmons will still need hitters, but the stat requirement for them are not gonna be as high. But yeah, let's start with the actual stat requirement. So you will need at least level 150 Triple S plus Vaccine Light Digimon. So something like Susanomon Awaken, Omegamon X, Alpha Moon can Awaken even, all of them can work. I'm gonna start with the Digimon. How the heck do you get a Triple S plus Digimon? So nowadays it's actually easy, because Susanomon Awaken is already given away for free during the jumping event. There was a jumping event a few weeks ago where you could get Susanomon Awaken. If not, then you can get Triple S plus from the Digital Fusion. By doing Omegamon X Alpha quest for free, you'll be able to, fuse your Omegamon X Alpha into a tradable Triple S plus with a chance to get a U rank. So this is where you will eventually be able to get a Triple S plus item, and it's gonna be tradable. So even if you got something you don't want, you can sell it, and that will give you enough Terra to eventually buy something like Omegamon X, which you should be getting eventually because of the deck buff. Even if your Triple S plus Digimon will be obtained either from Digital Fusion or from the jumping event. After that, you still gonna need good gear. It doesn't have to be insane stuff, but you can't do it with a jumping tamer as a new character. You still need to have level 150 and you need to have good gear. So the stat requirement just to hit the bosses at level 150 is gonna be 8,000 hit rate and 300% critical rate for the final boss. I believe for Goatmons, if you are not gonna be hitting Dexmon, then I think you can get away with something like 260 even, I think, critical rate, and 6,000 or 8,000 hit rate. I think like 6,000-ish hit rate if you're not hitting the final boss would be enough at 150. And at 155 or above, the stat requirement will be a lot lower. I'm not sure how low the critical can go, but something like 280, even 270-ish at level 160 with a Vaccine Light should be enough, and hit rate I think like 6,000 even will be enough at 160. And you also gonna need actually good accessories, not necessarily miracle, like don't have to get the arena coins, just normal miracle, even the normal holy beast, but it's gonna be a little bit harder, but it's not impossible. Either way, miracle accessories was given away for free a couple of times. Right now as I'm recording this, the Valentine's Day event already gives you miracle accessories, and the previous event did give you miracle accessories, so you already have multiple chances to get miracle accessories. And also from the random accessory boxes that were given away for free, you had multiple chances to get miracle accessories, and even stuff like the digital hazard accessories as well, or even 0 unit if you got lucky. The only difference between this and miracle is the additional stat, and depending on your seals and chipsets and clothes, it might not be needed. So the stats you need is, you still need the normal DPS stats. So for your ring, you're probably gonna need, which is the Shining Arena ring, but you're still probably gonna need things like attack or basic attribute, but you're also gonna need critical rate. So honestly, so if you have this ring, or like the 4 stat one, getting like basic attribute attack or 2 attack and 2 critical rate should be what you go for. But if you look at the digital hazard ring, which I got from the event, I have double critical rate, so that's what you want. Because if you look at the Digimon base critical rate for Susanomon Awaken, so for me I have 28% critical rate and I'm getting 200% from clone, so that's kind of puts me at 230, so I am missing like 70% critical rate. So you need as much critical rate as you can from accessories without dropping the important stuff. So for things like your earring, you're still gonna need the critical damage and the hit rate. So something like this, you can go for like critical rate. If you have like the 4 stats one, then you can go for critical rate and then 2 critical damage and 1 hit rate. Obviously it does depend on like how much you have from seals and stuff. You don't have to absolutely go for every single critical rate stat. So again, it does depend. Like for me, my earring doesn't have a single critical rate, mostly because I have enough from things like seals and chipsets, which we'll talk about in a second. For your necklace, you still need your attack speed and critical damage, and that's kinda it. Obviously getting stuff like basic attributes is gonna be nice. So for the necklace, and then the other 2 stats can either be critical rate 1 or 2, it depends on what you get. And your bracelet, it's always 5 stats. You still need the hit rate, because you need 8000 hit rate. So going for critical damage, hit rate, and critical is gonna be important. If you can get the last attack on the bracelet, that would be nice. If not, I don't think it's the end of the world. So going for critical damage, hit rate, critical is fine if you don't wanna like spend tons of Terra on Obsidian Stone to try and get a perfect one. It's fine. Other ways you can get the required critical rate will be from the closest. Unfortunately, the way you obtain them is from the from the premium season pass, but they were given away for free. You had a season pass clothes for free during the last Halloween event, and I'm not sure if it's gonna be given away for free or not. And I think you currently can get them from data summons, but yeah, they give you like 8% critical, which is nice, but not an absolute requirement. And then finally you have is your seals. Try to get as much critical seals as you can. Technically you don't also need to go 3000 everything, because it's different between like 1000 and 3000 is not that much. And you can see here, going from 1000 to 3000 will only give me 0.4, so you don't have to like QB1, doesn't really matter when the price is too high. So go for like the cheaper ones. Like this one are dirt cheap, is why I have them at 3000. Some of them are gonna be a bit more expensive, so it does depend on your desired level of investment. So like Alpha American X getting 150 is not that expensive, and it gives you 4%, which is a decent amount. But I think the biggest source of critical rate is actually gonna be your ship sets. So you can see each ship sets at level 18 give me like more than 4%. So if you look at here, I am getting like 12% just from ship sets. And for chip sets, you can actually go for the don't have to go for like critical hit rate. You can go for something like this, that critical HP already gives you 4%, and some HP which is needed for only 32 Terra, and that's gonna be like less, because if you look at the seal openers, for example, seal openers to open 3000 seal, you need, yeah, it comes to you like 37ish Terra, and like there is no seal that gives you 4%, right? Like this only give you 1%, this give you 1%, this give you 3%, and to open these already that costs more than the ship set. So honestly, the ship sets can be like an easy way to get a 12% critical rate. You don't have to go for like the expensive one. Like if you try to go for like critical hit rate or critical attack, they will be a little bit expensive. Yeah, as you can see, the rank 17 with a 2 crit is 150 Terra, which you don't have to go for that. Or even going, if you're like on a budget, going for something like a critical HB or something is gonna be somewhat cheaper. The difference between 17 and 18 is not that much, but then the difference in price is also not that much, as you can see. So if you like bought these for 132 and 135, that's already more than 8% critical rate, which is nice, and some HB which you're gonna need for real base. So yeah, just you need good gear for real base, not absolutely insanely gear, but good enough to match the stat requirements. You're also gonna need some defense and block for your tank. So you will have a hitter and a tank, and the hitter you don't care about block or defense. For tank you will care about block and defense. Get as much defense as you can for block. There are some dungeons that give you the block reduction. This is why I have, if I had perfect clone, that would be a bit over 100%, but for real base you don't need to go over 100%. So just getting perfect clone your block and some block seals to get it like to 90ish block should be good enough. And for defense, get as much as you can from seals. And for HB, kind of the beauty of getting critical HB, it will help you a little bit to reach some HB requirements. You don't need too much HB, but HB still will help you. Obviously, going for something like encouragement. If you don't have enough HP, you feel like you're struggling, use Hikari. If you have 2 Hikari in the party, then you will have 100% uptime on encouragement. And if you have the Omega X dig buff, it kinda hard carries your HP. You can see it went to 76k. So this is why Omega X is important. But even without Omega X, ChadramonDMO should be good enough. Having some memory skill, healing memory skills will be important to not die, especially for your tank. Your tank probably gonna need a memory skill unless they are willing to spend lots of like expensive healing items, because the Dex Duru Greymon can hit hard. Next is gonna be your Goatmon. So all you need is Salamon, Sylphimon line, and a Digi of Hope. To default to Goatmon, you can get it from monster card below 5, or you can get it from the cash shop, or I think even in arena, or buy it from players. It's very easy. So you get Goatmon, you unlock it, and that's kind of it. You just have to level the skill to 16 is what everyone will tell you to get it 20 out of 20. However, it caps at 16. So if you don't know what it does, Goatmon's first skill have a 20% chance to stun the enemy, or at baseline it lasts for 3 seconds, but it gets 1 additional second per upgrade. However, it caps at 18 seconds at level 16. So right now if I stun an enemy, it will be stunned for 17 seconds. Getting it to 16 out of 20 will make it 18 seconds instead, but after that doesn't matter, which means Getting it at 15 out of 15 is enough. That's it. That's all you need to know. Just get your skill to 15 out of 15. Preferably 20, but it can be a little bit expensive for 1 second, so maybe it's worth it, maybe not. And technically getting some HP would be nice in case things go wrong, but you kinda don't have to. It doesn't really, I don't think it matters. If you do it correctly, you shouldn't be taking damage with Goatmon anyway. So technically getting HP would help in case something goes wrong, but kinda shouldn't. So, and one more thing that would help is to have the reset deck buff. The fusion to evolve into higher is a deck buff that gives you 9% chance every time you attack an enemy to reset skill cooldown. So having this can essentially allow you to reset your F1 cooldown and potentially get more stun. So 2 good mons with reset deck buff with at least level 15 F1 should be able to keep the boss mostly stunned. So yeah, that's kinda how it is. Let's now jump into the party and show you how it's done. Alright, so for the first 2 rooms you will enter with everyone as a DPS, even the Goatmons. And keep in mind the Royal Knight rooms have less requirement than Dexmon, so yeah, you enter the room and then you walk through the portal and you will have 1 of 5 Royal Knight. They don't have any specific mechanics, they are the same as Royal Base normal mode, so I'm not gonna go over them. If you are looking for Royal Base hard mode, you probably already done a normal mode, so you're probably already familiar with the Royal Knight. I already made a guide years ago for normal mode anyway. So Royal Knight's very easy. You defeat the first one, a gate will appear, and then you walk into it, you will get 1 of the 5 Royal Knights again. For the second Royal Knight, just defeat it, and then after that the third room will be the final Royal Knight, and that will give you the guaranteed drop. So these are the items that every single party member will get after finishing the first Royal Knight. Pretty good stuff. We'll talk about the contaminated X antibody core later that is needed for the goggles, and it gives you guaranteed 2 Tera, which is nice. After that, you walk through the portal, there will be an X data core, and the X data core, once you defeat it, will drop additional rewards on the ground, and these are gonna be random, whoever picks it up, so you're not guaranteed to get this reward, but these are additional rewards that you can get. Next, you move on to the central Royal Base. You will have a gate in the middle, and it will keep spawning small Dex Duru Greymon. So what you gotta do is just you gotta kill the gate like Royal Base normal, and for the Dex Duru Greymons, they can hit hard. So if you have AoE skills, which you probably do, you're either doing Solomon Awaken or Omegamon X, so use your old elites, use your Solomon F4 to defeat them once they get too many, because they can hit hard. So yeah, just simply just whack the gate and kill the Dex Duru Greymon with your AoEs. And yeah, it's very simple. After that, the gate will open, and now you can move to the next boss, the Des X Duruguramon. What a name! So your tank will enter, and it will keep hitting the Des X Duruguramon, the boss. And the rest of the party members will not touch the boss right now. Your job is to kill the small eggs. So it will spawn some eggs. There is the big eggs, the medium eggs, and the small eggs, and if you kill the medium or the big, it will deal damage to your party. So don't hit the big eggs, don't hit the medium eggs, only hit the small ones. And when you kill the eggs, it will remove the debuff, because the boss will debuff you, will debuff all party members, and you can hit the egg and you can kill the boss. But when you kill additional eggs, you can get additional reward, and that's what we're doing here in this run. We're going for 50 eggs. So the milestones, I believe, are 25, 50 eggs, and 100 eggs. 100 eggs takes a long time, so we are only doing 50 right now. So what's gonna happen is that the tank will just keep hitting the boss. He's not gonna kill it, and for the party members, just gonna stand there, wait for the boss to summon the eggs. Once it summons the eggs, the tank will lure the boss away from the eggs, and then you guys will go in, kill the eggs, and you keep doing that until the first 25 eggs. And the first 25 eggs are simple. It will literally just spawn X antibody core in the middle of the room that will give you additional rewards. And once you do that, you already know you killed 25 eggs. And it'll also show you in the chat, this message will appear. It will be 2 in quick succession. That means you get the first 25. You will be able to see the X data core spawned literally right in front of you, and this is where you know you get the 25, and then you keep killing the eggs. And when this message shows up again, you know you killed the 50 eggs. And this is where you can go ahead and kill the boss, which is what we're gonna do here. Or if you wanna go for 100 eggs, then you just wait more until it keeps spawning more eggs. Only gonna do 50, so you're gonna go ahead and kill the boss. And then after that, you kill the X data core. And then after you kill the boss, another X data core will appear. After that, the gate on the left, the portal on the left will open, because after you kill enough eggs, you will go to the portal on the left to get your additional reward. You walk through the room and you will find X data core depending on how many eggs you killed. So because we killed 50, you will find X data core, 2 of them, and you kill them and it will drop additional items on the ground. So yeah, you're gonna pick them up, and then now it's time for good old Goatmons. your two Gothmons will swap to their Gothmons, and then you will walk through the portal, and then you make sure the tank goes out first, and then you go to your Yggdrasil's room, the final room. So how it's gonna work is your tank will attack the Desexmon just to do some damage, and then the tank will start running in circle, as you can see. Don't stop, just run in circle, and then the two Gothmons will just start whacking the boss, spamming their F1, and yeah, that's how it's gonna work. Your Gothmons will keep using your F1 while your tank is luring the boss in circles, and because bosses will not hit the Gothmons, will basically mainly be trying to target the tank, your Gothmons will not be taking damage, and your Gothmons will obviously not be doing enough damage to aggro Deathmon, because how aggro works in this game is that it will target the person doing the most damage, so they're just gonna keep running in circle, and then when it's stunned, your tank will start hitting the Desexmon. When the stun is about to end, the tank will run away and keep running in circle once again. And just repeat, just run in circles. When it's stunned, you attack it. When it's about to not get stunned again, you run away in circle. Now for your second hitter, which was me in that case, you just wait a little bit and then you go in and attack, and the reason we're doing this is because I said the boss will be targeting the person that's doing the most amount of damage. You're gonna make sure that your battle statistics is open and you pay attention to the damage, and when you go in, aka the second hitter goes in, you make sure that you're doing less damage than the tank, because you want to make sure the boss is targeting the tank. So as you can see here, I go in, I start doing damage, and of course I'm paying attention to the battle statistics, and the boss will be stunned. When stunned, your tank will hit it. When it's not stunned, the tank will keep running. But for me, I don't care. I'm just gonna keep hitting it anyway. And yeah, that's just how it works. Just as long as you make sure the second hitter damage is not more than or close to the tank, everything should be good. You just run in circles and nothing happens. Boss is stupid, it's not gonna use a single skill. Yeah, it's just very simple. We kinda cheesing it like that. And yeah, just like that. You can see the tank run in circles, you hit the enemy, when it's stunned, you stop and hit it, and yeah, just repeat that until the boss is dead. Very, very simple. And yeah, there you have it. Lastly is gonna be the contaminated X antibody data, which are used from Digimon to craft goggles. So I believe goggles stats will be added directly to your Digimon. They basically work like accessories. And the way it works is that using 30, you get a random goggle which can give you one of the 5 main stats and one of the 5 substats, which are the same as the main stats, except the substats are going to be a little lower. And it's random. You can see here I got evasion, which is the worst, but you can reroll it. You go to the evasion, go to whatever you got, and then you turn it into contaminated X antibody data again. It actually gives you 27 back, so you only need 30 for the first to craft, but next time you only need 3 to reroll it. So next got head HP, which is bad, so we're gonna reroll it again. And this time I got hit rate critical, which is not the best, but I thought I would keep it anyway. And yeah, after you got your goggles, you can now use more contaminated X antibody to upgrade it. And the way upgrade works is that you just simply combine it with a box, and the box will give you either the same goggles that you just crafted, but it will also have a chance to give you one level higher. The good part is that it can't be downgraded once you upgrade it. That's it. So I got mine to level 1, and then we try to upgrade it again. At first it doesn't cost that much, but as you go, you can see the cost gets higher. And yeah, I don't know if I got lucky or the chances to upgrade it is high. But yeah, regardless of that, that's how it works. You just upgrade it. Once you have enough contaminated data, you can see it starts with costing 3, and then it goes to 5, and finally is like 10. So it doesn't cost much contaminated X antibody, but it's still luck based, and it does cost a lot of Terra to upgrade it. But overall, it's not bad stuff. So yeah, pretty good stuff. And then of course, when you look at stuff like the Seal Master you get, and the amount of Terra you get, you are guaranteed 17 Terra per run without looking at any other loot or additional reward. Just the guaranteed reward is like 7 contaminated X antibody and 17 Terra. So good stuff. One of the best dungeons for making Terra. And yeah, let me know down in the comments what you think. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like on it and subscribe for more demo content. And I'll see you guys in the next video.